you doing? Well, in a recent video I put out was the Wicked Edge. So far, happy with it. It's a little learning curve trying to get it going. I've got a guy's knife here, Dave. It's a refurbished knife I did. Show you a little view of this. So it's a beefy thing. I put G10 on it. I actually had to reprofile everything and grind it down and take the edge down a little bit there. And it's a British MOD, and it had some really heavy wood scales. Old wood scales, aluminum pins, everything else. So we got some G10 Coyote Brown with some G10 black pins, nickel silver lanyard tube, reprofiled the spine and the edge and glued it all up, so it's all done. So I'm putting an edge on it, so I thought I'd try the Wicked Edge out because it's thick. This is a beefy knife. It's a 1/4 inch, if not more. And so I'd give it a shot. I was debating about going to get some granite, like I'd said in the previous video, but because I'm here working on it now, I'm going to make one out of plywood. I've got some good 3/4 inch birch, and I'm just going to get a couple of pieces together, glue them, screw them together, drill the holes, and make myself a base so I can get back to sharpening this. Well, I figured, what the heck, why not? Why not do a little video on that? And also, another shout out to the company. I'd said, I gave a big shout out to, I think it was Bob and Emily, with Old Walden. I'm going to, Oldawan or some Oldawan guys, I'm sorry, I'm butchering your last name, but they put a letter inside the package too. And it's just awesome. The care they took to type out a page letter. And, you know, they put an extra screw in, as you probably seen in the first video on Mail Call Monday. But that's just cool customer service, that they put a letter in here and they give you a little extra screw because they know that the Wicked Edge doesn't have that screw, which, by the way, I'm using now, so thanks again, Bob. But really cool. So again, that one extra step for customer care. They're down in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Again, I'll put a link and down below here or in the description about how to reach out to them. They have an Amazon store. I don't think they run a website, but they do have an Amazon store, so jump over there on Amazon.com. If you're looking for a Wicked Edge or something else, maybe you can type in Oldawan and find them out. So anyhow, I've recruited a helper. Hello. He doesn't want to be in a house. His sister hurt herself at karate the other day, and she's got her foot wrapped in ice, and they're watching Moana. And someone's not a big fan of Moana, so it's so we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut up some plywood, glue it together, and make a base for this Wicked Edge. So let's get going. Okay, so what we got here, we got a good piece of 3/4 inch birch plywood, really nice, smooth. It's a good A grade, sanded on both sides, really excellent base. I'm figuring no bigger than 12 by 12. That should be plenty to give me a good stable platform. I measured when I put the screws into the base of the Wicked Edge. I had 1.25 inches, which would be fine because I could recess a hole, and that'll make sure that there's no screws or anything on the table. We're going to go ahead and mark that all out, rip it apart, and get gluing. Okay, now we got our two pieces cut, A and B. That's going to be a nice base. What we'll do is we'll glue these together, screw them together, clamp them, get them all sorted out so that glue can set up. And then what we'll do is we'll take the Wicked Edge. They give you a little jig of paper. You can cut it out and you can pre-mark those holes so you know where to drill. And we'll drill and countersink a couple of holes, so then this way we can screw up underneath and it'll give us a nice flat base. And then maybe what I'll do is, before we put the Wicked Edge on, we'll kind of dress it up a little bit. We'll clean up these edges so they're even, and break out the router. Router the edges a little bit, soften them, round them up a little bit, hit it with a sander, make it look a little nice since we're doing it. But I think that's going to work pretty good. Hopefully that'll work out well. Worst case scenario is, once I mount it to this, if I need another piece, I can always take the 2 scrap pieces I have and cut those to fit and then glue those on there to make this, because right now this is 1.5 inches, and I can always make that another 2 inches then at that point, and that should be really good. But just heavy enough to give me stability, wide enough for stability, but light enough to be able to be moved around and everything. So hit the glue. Okay, I'm getting a little fancy. Well, don't care too much. It's got a nice finish. This is really good stuff. The cover, it's Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch, works really well. I actually used this on the Mission House burl, the presentation burl that when I made the Mission House knife with. I used this. It worked great. I had 5, 6, 7 coats, whatever it was on there, but I figure what the heck. It looks nice. It's got like a little bit of birch, good grain and everything. Although I saw a little bit of a scratch there. I saw that part of the scratch, but I didn't realize it went all the way across. I sanded this down with 220 grit, and I thought, well, what the heck, I've got some of that, I'll use it up. I got a couple partials. Spray it down, give it a nice coat, and then go ahead and mount the wicked edge on there. But I just saw that scratch, and the OCD in me is kind of like, but oh well, it is what it is. It's looking good. Okay guys, now it's nice and dry, although that scratch, like I said, it's going to bother me, but I got some blemishes there. Is you mount it like this, and it's going to be sitting like this, and I'm going to be working with it. But what would really be neat is if I had some place to store the stones. I was thinking about that. I was thinking of some way to maybe mount the stones. So, you know, I am sharpening, so I don't want them to get in the way. What's nice is this, I think, will work out perfectly for sharpening. Nice and solid. It's got a good look to it. Actually, other than that scratch right there, it looks really nice. So, and as you see, I got a little cross right there for my center part. So what I'm going to do next is I have to get the stencil so I know where to mark my holes. That's the stencil right there. It says reverse, see reverse for mounting instructions. So they give you all little directions here, so I'll go ahead and read through those directions real quick. But I believe I'm going to have to cut that out right there because that is this. Yep, just like that. There's a hole right there and a hole right there, and those little holes are just like that. So what I'll end up doing is finding center on the back of this and putting the stencil in place like that, or like this. Put the stencil in place and then go from there. Well, it worked out pretty good. Yeah, just countersunk the holes a little bit. Oh, somebody's hard at work over here. Yeah, just went and countersunk the holes a little bit. 13/64, I think it was. Yep, 13/64 was the hole. And then 3/8 underneath. Countersunk it slightly. Those 1¼ screws they give you worked out great. They even give you the back of this actually has, that's what you use to tighten it in, but I used one with a T-handle, a little bit more leverage. Worked great though. But yeah, nice. So I'm really looking forward to getting another knife clamped up on this and put that to its paces. Worst case there is, I'll just cut another piece 3/4 inch and I'll screw it to the bottom of that. I can screw it to the bottom of that and add more weight if I needed it. But I don't think it's going to be an issue because as long as you have a wide base, then as you're going back and forth, I think it'll work out pretty good. So, oh well, great. So hey guys, appreciate it. Thanks for stopping over. A short little video, but remember all those good things, right? Like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. Keep me from the bottom of the YouTube bucket. You know that's been a battle. Otherwise, till the next video, you all take it easy. Have a good one. Bye.